Namaste, good evening. I am Naveen Gursidaya, your self empowerment coach. I empower students, employees, and business owners overcome challenges in their lives by enabling them to go deep within and achieve peak performance. Welcome to today's live session of mine, wherein I've brought in an extension of our weekly theme, which has got to do with relationships, which extends into family, friends, and other professional associations or acquaintances what we have. I thank each and every one of you who spend your precious time with me every day. You've been doing it. This is the sixth week, and I've been consistently coming live every day. And one of the main reason for that to happen is each and every one of you who come here every day live, share your valuable inputs, awesome comments, and also really interesting queries, which you share here in the forum and make this discussion even much more interactive and much more awesome. I should be saying that. And that, for me, as the host of this live session, pumps in a lot of encouragement, which makes me every day, at the beginning of every week and the beginning of every day, to come up with some real good content, which is based on my experiences, which is based on my beliefs, and which becomes a part of all of your thoughts as well. So that gives me a great insight into how thoughts are being contemplated, how thoughts are being converted to actions in the world out there. Okay, so with that, I would like to see who all have joined us on Instagram and who all have joined us on Facebook. So Shashi Balla joins us on Instagram. Hi Shashi, thank you so much for joining in. Truly appreciate your time. Akanksha joins us on Instagram. Hi Akanksha, thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate your time. We also have Beena Auntie who is joining us on Facebook. Srimati Vidushi Beena Badami, a great professional singer and mother of Akanksha Badami, who's also a professional and a playback singer, who joins me on Instagram. And Srimati Beena Badami joins us on Facebook. I call her Beena Auntie. So thank you so much, Auntie, for joining in. Truly appreciate your time. We also have Mukta. Thank you, Mukta. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate your time. Thanks for hashtag live. Thanks, Binati, for hashtag live. That's really awesome. We also have Rupashri who joins us from YouTube. Thank you so much, Rupashri, for putting in hashtag live and joining in. Truly appreciate your time. So the invitation has already been sent, and I hope all of you have looked at your invitations to today's session. And that's got more to do with relationship. And I think almost all of you have seen what exactly the topic is. But for people who are joining in now and have not taken a look at the invitation, I would be showing the topic in a minute. And we have Dr. Anisha joining us on Instagram. Hi, Dr. Anisha. Thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate your time and thank you for the hashtag live as well. Anusha joins us on YouTube. Thank you so much, Anusha, for the hashtag live and for joining in. Truly appreciate your time. Okay, we have a room full of awesome people, and it's time for me to start off discussion. Before that, let me see who else joins in. Mithil joins in from YouTube. And hi, Mithil. Thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate your time and thanks for hashtag live. Wow, Aisha joins us on Instagram. Thanks, Aisha. Thanks for joining in. Glad you could make it. Appreciate your time as well. Everybody who is live and already put in hashtag live, thank you so much for that. That helps me in analytics. And those who have joined uh, now and have, I would request you to kindly put in hashtag live as well. Let's directly get into Today's topic: how to manage tough solutions. Can anybody take a guess why I came up with this topic? If at all you can guess, please do put in the comment section why I might have come up with this topic for today. Let me see if anybody has got a good guess to make. Please put in why I would have come up with this topic for today: how to manage tough relationships. Thanks, Aisha. Thanks for hashtag live. That would be really helpful for me. Any guesses, anybody? The reason why I have come up with this topic, the reason why I've come up with this topic, I'll just give it a few more seconds. If anybody can mention it, fine. Otherwise, I'll mention it myself. Okay, there's just one comment. Let me see. Okay, oh, that's Gulshanji who is joining us. Thank you, Gulshanji. Thank you so much for joining in. Akanksha says the reason is because of COVID situation. We all are locked up. Okay, that's a very good guess. I should be saying that, Akanksha, but in my case, that is not the reason. I'm sorry to say that, but I'll be saying that in a second. Let me see there. Gulshanji says hashtag live. Thank you so much, Gulshanji. Mukta says yes, this topic is a special requirement of the public. Yeah, not the public, but all my friends who have been joining me here from many days since last 6 weeks. Many occasions this question has come up about how to manage tough situation, how to manage tough relationships, and how to manage tough relationships in tough situations. Okay, there are a few more guesses coming in. I think there's a bit of a lag because of yesterday's question asked by Abhi. That's what Rupa says. And yes, discussion yesterday by Abhijit and me. That's what Gulshanji says. You both are bang on. Rupashri and Gulshanji is bang on. And Mukta says relationships are not easy to handle always. Yeah, that's a fact, Mukta, but that's not the reason why I came up. And Rupashri and Gulchanji have already said it. That's one of the reasons. And Dr. Anisha says maybe you have handled them beforehand, now understood how to handle them better. Wow, that's a compliment what Dr. Anisha is giving me. Yeah, very true. Very true. The reason why I had the comfort to bring up this topic and be looking forward to discuss, Dr. Anisha, is you're very right. I have had my share of experiences, incidences in my life where um, there were some tough situations, there were tough relationships, and I've learned it the hard way, burnt fingers. You're pretty much right. Okay, and just one more comment coming in. All will be happy that you came up with this topic. Yeah, glad to know that, Mukta. And Mukta is quite fast in typing today. Everyone is keen to know how to handle difficult relationships. Okay, so I hope I do justice with your expectations. But whatever I have shared or whatever I'll be sharing here is all my experiences, my beliefs. Okay, hope everyone gets to resonate with that. Before that, I would request you to kindly visit my website navinguru.com and read content on self empowerment and also information related to my coaching program, Empowerment for Excellence. Before I get into the first pointer, I would request all of you to take a look at a small change. People on Instagram might not be able to see, but people on Facebook can see. There's a small change in my background. That is a handmade painting by my mom. She did that many years back. I think she painted it more than 25 years back. And today I was asking her. She has many paintings, and I was asking her which one should I put. She chose this one, and she told me to put this one. And I thought it went well with the flower, the sunflower, and the scenery in the painting. So I'm happy to have it as a background. I hope everyone likes the painting. So if you like the painting, if you like what you're seeing in the background, which was painted more than 25 years back by my mom, and people on Instagram, sorry, I'll just take a second to just show you, that is the painting which was painted by my mom 25 years back, and it will stay in my background. It becomes a part of our live sessions every day. So I'm glad I could show that to people on Instagram as well. Okay, if you like the painting, in the comment section, please do put in nice painting, or like the painting. Aisha has already put in a smiley emoticon with a heart. Thank you so much, Aisha. That shows you like the painting. Mukta says, wow, beautiful. Thanks, Mukta. Thank you for that. Okay, I would like to mention this particular point, that there are three sections of relationship. They are family, friends, and professional relationships. Right? When I talk about relationship, many people have this perceived notion, pre-perceived notion, that it's always between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, it's always between a husband and a wife. Relationships, when I talk about relationships, it's these three sections, primarily these three sections: family, friends, and professional relationship. When I say professional, they are your other acquaintances outside family and friends. Okay, Harshita joins us on Instagram. Thank you so much, Harshita. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate your time. Okay, so I just wanted to put a precursor, that family, friends, and acquaintances or professional relationship are the ones which we're gonna talk about. First pointer: accept that there is a strain in the relationship. When you start smelling smoke, when you start smelling something burning, when you get that uneasiness, uncomfortability, or unpleasantness, things have never been the same with anybody. It might be your friends, colleagues, uh, family members, or husband and wife. Accept that there is a strain in the relationship. Till you accept that there is some strain in the relationship, you will be beating around the bush, trying to see what happened and trying to understand what went wrong. Did I say something? Did I do something which pissed you off? Was I wrong? Or or it can also happen that you might be um, pissed off, or you might be disappointed with the other person, and there also you stand to understand that there is a strain in the relationship. That person might be trying to approach you. It can happen vice versa, right? So first point is, you have to accept the reality, which is that there is some kind of toughness, roughness, or a kind of a stress or a strain in the relationship. So once you accept the reality or the fact, then you can chalk out what you need to do next, right? So this is the first thing you need to do: look at it and accept that there's a strain in the relationship. That's the first pointer. I have a comment. Akanksha says, I don't know why the comments in Instagram are coming up. Okay, beautiful, just like her, multi-talented Hemant. Yep, thank you, Akanksha. Thank you so much for that comment. I'll convey it to her. Thanks for liking the painting. A few more comments coming in. From This is from Beena Auntie. It says landscape painting. Yes, we saw the change. Loved it. Thank you, Beena Auntie. Thank you so much for loving the painting. We have Aman who joins us on Instagram. Thank you so much, Aman. Thanks for joining in. Truly appreciate your time. Today's topic is how to manage or handle tough relationships. Mukta says one can feel the strain. Yes, you can feel the strain, but sometimes it so happens that you want to fight the reality. You want to fight the fact that there is a strain. You don't want to accept it because it can be really painful. It will get you out of your comfort zone, that um, everything is happy and everything is fine. You need to when you feel the strain, you need to accept that there is something which is wrong, which is not the same it used to be earlier. We have Ritu, hi Ritu, thank you so much for joining in and thanks for hashtag live. Appreciate that. Okay, the first point was accept that there is a strain in the relationship. What's the second point? Analyze why the relationship has become tough. You can, it's just not okay, fine, there is a toughness, there is a strain in the relationship, and you just put that thought aside. It doesn't work that way, right? You need to analyze why it became tough. What's the reason behind it? Are you the reason, or is that person a reason? If that relationship has strained with multiple people, more than one person, that means that it indicates that there might be something wrong which you have done. Because if more than one person is has spoiled relationship with you, that means to say that all of them might not be wrong. That means to say, if more than one person is kind of having difficulty maintaining relationship with you, that means you might be wrong. Okay, so you need to analyze that. But if you think that there's something which you cannot reciprocate to someone, you cannot relate, or you are not liking um, earlier whatever you used to talk, having fun, enjoying the company, if you're not liking, that means they have said something which has hurt you. So all of these will come up when you analyze. Some of them might be pretty straight. It's that so and so said such a thing at such a time, and I felt insulted. How could he or she tell me like that, or how could he or she do something like that? And many other aspects or many other reasons behind it. But there are 101 reasons behind it, but it's important to analyze why the relationship has become tough. If it's pretty straight, then you need not have to put in much efforts. But if it is not straight, there's just a feeling of strain or unpleasantness, then you might have to put in a bit of efforts to analyze why this unpleasantness, or why this uncomfortability in the relationship. So do think of analyze. After you accept that there is a problem, you need to analyze it. Without analyzing it, do not jump to conclusions, or do not jump to assumptions. Do analyze it with a proper conscious mind. So that's the second pointer. Let's see if we have some comments coming in. So many comments coming in from Mukta. Mukta says, very true. Acceptance is difficult thing to do. Yes, self correction is also a tough part. People do not realize it easily. Yeah, very true, Mukta. Self correction is a tough part. They do not realize, but when it comes to us, we can point fingers at others, but we forget to look deep within ourselves. That there might be a situation wherein we have done something wrong, or there might be a situation wherein mistakes might have happened from us. So, very right. It's self correction comes later, but first is analyzing, self analysis. If I have done something wrong, or if somebody else has done something wrong, expectations not getting fulfilled is the agreed, Gulshan ji. No doubt about that. Um, this is something which is common and well known in a relationship. Having expectations from others and them not meeting will spoil the relationship. If that much, if that reason is pretty straight, fine. But if it is not straight, then you need to go a little bit deeper and analyze what is the problem. And as Gulshanji rightly says, expectations is the mother of all the reasons behind spoiled relationships. Okay, and these expectations, what is the next level of expectations spoiling things? Unsaid expectations. People have expectations in their mind and expect other person, okay, to read their mind and do whatever is running in their mind, and that's certainly not possible, because other person is not god or anybody or having superpowers to read what is there in your mind as expectations. So since Gulshanji has brought up the topic of expectation, I would like to emphasize this. When you have expectations, please do go and share it with them in a very respectful and polite manner, that I expect so, and I expect so and so thing from you. It can be at work, it can be at home, or it can be in the neighborhood, anywhere. If at all you have expectations, please do go and say these are your expectations. Don't think that they will read your mind and know it, or don't think that you have got a very good strong body language which they will be able to read and understand your expectations. That's a very, very wrong notion. And unfortunately, this thing is the butt of many, many spoiled relationships. So that's what, though expectations was not part of my pointers today, but since Gulshanji has rightly brought it up, that's what I wanted to share as far as my thoughts or experience with regard to expectations. If you have, first of all, having expectations can lead to relationship getting spoiled, but it's not humanly possible not to have expectations. But what is humanly possible? Please do go and share or communicate your expectations in a very nice manner, not like an order or not like a diktat or something like that. Okay, so Gulshan says unset expectations is real killer. Yes, thank you for accepting that. Thank you for appreciating that, Gulshanji. Pooja, thank you so much for joining in. Thanks for hashtag live. Not that easy to say sometimes for shy people. If you want to be shy, you can remain shy and keep on cribbing in your mind, okay, and keep on cribbing deep within. That will not solve the problem. That other person might not know. But as I said, do bring in that consciousness and awareness within you that you should go and approach that person and discuss it out. Have I done something wrong? Or say that this is something, whatever you did, I felt it is wrong. Either ways. So if somebody says I'm shy, then they have to live with the pain, and living with pain is something which is not at all advisable. Okay, so just a real quick touch point. I'm not recapping, but just accept that there's a strain in the relationship and analyze why the relationship has become tough. Third pointer, do a perceptual positioning. This is a term or a practice which is from neuro linguistic programming, one of the techniques which I have got a master certification in. This is the term as far as NLP is concerned. Okay, but what is perceptual positioning? You get stepping into the place of the other person. That is, you getting into the shoes of the other person. And this perceptual positioning I have discussed many a times in my live sessions, and it's also an integral part of my coaching program, Empowerment for Excellence. So, what is perceptual positioning? It's pretty simple. I'll just tell you in a very simple manner. When relationships become tough, you need to do perceptual positioning. What is it? Stepping into the other person's shoes. So, what you need to do is first get in with whomever you are having a tough relationship, get into their shoes and try to look at what you have said and what you have done. Make a note of what comes to your mind. Okay, then step into the shoes of a third party who's a stranger, who does not know you or he does not know the other person with whom you have a rough patch. Okay, try to look from the third party who's a stranger. Try to analyze what happens, what comes to that person's mind. That person is watching you and the other person having a rough relationship. Whatever was said or whatever was discussed or whatever was acted out, it can be behavioral or it can be communication, anything. Whatever comes to that person's mind, you are one single person who is doing all these portions, right? So whatever comes to that person's mind, bring it to your mind. You will have a different perception of the whole situation. You will get to analyze from the other person's point of view and also get to analyze from a third party or a stranger's point of view as well. That changes a lot many things. More than 50% of the times I have seen, in my own case, I have got to realize what the situation might be, and it helps me go and discuss with the other person, is it this that kind of is spoiling our relationship, or is this the reason why there is some rough patch in our relationship? Many a times it has worked. They have said, yes, you are right, I'm glad you came and approached and you spoke to me. Many a times I've seen more than 50% of time in my case and other cases also, people have said the mistake was theirs. They shouldn't have said or done whatever they did. If they wouldn't have done or said that, then the whole bad thing in the relationship wouldn't have happened at all. So certainly do a perceptual positioning too. It's just not getting in the other person's shoes, the opposite person's shoes, getting in the shoes of a stranger as well, and analyzing it from that angle gives you a different lookout from a holistic angle. Okay, so we have a question from Harshita on Instagram. I have a question. So, what if the unpleasant is not because of people, but because of the situations we are in? For example, the pandemic and the monotonous work from home life. Okay, uh, Instagram video paused. So, let me wait for them. Okay, Instagram is back. Okay, Ashita, further points will most probably answer your question. If they do not answer, then I'll certainly come back to you. Because if it's because of a situation, then you will have to see to it that you align to the situation, to see to it that there is no problem coming in from your side at least. You have to be sane in your mind that there is a pandemic situation and we are having a work from home life, and I should not be causing any difficulty, or I should not be causing any trouble in terms of my behavior or in terms of my lifestyle to others, because they are also going through the same situation what you're undergoing. The pandemic uh, difficulty is not only for you, it is for your other people also. It might be at home, it might be colleagues, or it might be in the neighborhood as well, right? So see to it that there is no difficulty or trouble coming in from your end. That's the first thing what you need to do. But if the difficulty or the trouble is coming in from the other person, let's say you are good enough and you have realized that you will not be causing any person, you are miss goody goody shoes and you have done everything right. If you have reasons to believe that, and if the other person is causing a problem, then the further points will certainly answer your second part of your question. So please wait and let me know if I do touch upon them. So that was, I have half answered your question, Arshita. Hoping my further points will answer it. Otherwise, I'm game to discuss. Okay, Mukta says not easy, not easy. Many places. Okay, not that easy to say sometimes for shy people, right? Today's world, Mukta, the modern life is full of a lot many challenges and difficulties, and people become being shy. What they have to do is, first of all, they need to know that they are shy people. Okay, and they're finding it difficult to go and discuss with others. Make a small attempt to at least give a call. If you can't meet face to face, and these COVID times you certainly can't meet face to face, give a call, at least send a text. In the text, as I've said before, you're not supposed to be putting in everything, the entire thing you can't be dumping on the text. Please do say on the text that I want to talk to you something. I have noticed that we have a rough relationship. Can we discuss it out on a phone call? Or if at all you can get on a video call on WhatsApp or any other media, do get on. But you can start somewhere. Somewhere you need to start. You just can't be saying I'm shy, and keep quiet. That'll add other trouble in your life. So do get out of that shyness. Um, there are quite a bit of comments coming in. Let me take them one by one. Mukta says, easy to say. Sometimes people do not have courage like others. Yeah. For such people, a very, very simple means of becoming courageous is to take the help of affirmations. Say, I'm confident and I'm courageous. Start saying that. Magic will start happening very soon. Otherwise, it will certainly happen after 3 months. But they have to first, before they come up with the affirmation, they have to know that they are not courageous, right? If they know that, if they realize that they're not courageous, that when the affirmation starts working in. So people have to say that I'm not shy anymore, I'm not a shy person, I'm a bold person. Okay, that's a proper affirmation. I'm a very bold person, I believe in discussing things out, and I am a very courageous person. Those affirmations will certainly help them come out of that fear, help them come out of the shyness as well. Okay, one moment. They're quite a bit. The comments have run out, so I'm just pulling them down. Mukta says again, M4X opens the magic box and explains everything in detail. Okay, so the best answer is to take up my coaching program, which helps you answer questions. But yes, sometimes there are situations wherein you might not be able to find answers that easily. So do create your own affirmations and do make up your mind that I'm going to get into it, I'm going to see to it that I'm going to solve this entire situation. Let's see what Gulshan ji is saying. Gulshan ji says, Naveen ji, I used to have this concept of perceptual positioning in number of issues we face in relationship, but it damages a lot until you know. It damages a lot until you know is something which I didn't understand. But so now I follow to draw a line or follow intuition balancing above. That is when, let me just pull up the topic for today's. My website is running down in the ticker. Okay, coming back to Gulshanji's comment. See, perceptual positioning is not like the ultimate method to solve problems. That is one of the method to solve problems. So at least in my case, many a times it has helped me either go and discuss it out or accept my mistake and keep quiet, or I've just kept quiet to not precipitate the matter at all. Okay, so yeah, perceptual positioning is not the solution, is a mother of all solutions to get out of problems or to get out of tough solutions. So I'm sure you're speaking out of your experience, but it damages a lot until you know that line I didn't understand. If you could elaborate that, then it would be easy for me to decipher what you're trying to say. So you say that you draw a line or follow intuition balancing above. So when it comes to drawing a line, I've said that if at all, if the situation is so toxic that the person is spewing venom at you and it's no point continuing that relationship, whatever relationship might be, then call that person or brand that person as toxic and keep an arm's distance. So this is not easy when it comes to blood relationships or when it comes to close emotional relationship of husband and wife, right? So that is where again I say that you should try it out, some of the pointers what I'm talking out. Else drawing a line is very simple and can be the end, right? So the further pointers are certainly going to touch upon this, Gulchanji. Please hang on and hope you are able to relate to them. Okay, Dr. Anisha has hopped on from Instagram to Facebook. Cool. So, what if we go and approach the person and then we are ready to discuss, but they aren't ready to open up and they want to just cut off the relationship? Okay, I think I don't want it to be a cliche. I think there are some pointers which are going to address this, but let me point it out here, Dr. Anisha, that if they do not want to discuss or do not want to open up and they want to cut off the relationship, you try to weigh it out whether cutting off the relationship is going to be beneficial for you both, or not cutting off out of the relationship is beneficial. So if cutting off the relationship is beneficial, then there's no brainer on that. But if you think the other person wants to cut off the relationship but you want to pursue it further, then you will have to make an attempt to see to it that the relationship is not cut out. So that's why I was saying there are upcoming pointers which are there. So give it some time. many a times time is a very very good healer. I'm sure most of you would agree, and that's what even my experience has said. Even if people have said that they were cut off the relationship, but they have come back to join the relationship again. And the most simple point what you can keep in mind, even if do what come what may, you do everything, you brought the moon to the earth and you kind of moved mountains and did everything, still they want to cut off the relationship, you can at least tell yourself you tried to maintain the relationship. But if the other person wants to cut it off, and if it is of not much significance, then fine. But if it is of good significance and it does a lot of damage by cutting off the relationship, then that is a pain which can be momentary. Give it some time, and we can try to see if those relationship can be brought back together later. And let's see what few more pointers I've got to say. Dr. Anisha, let's see. There might be some relation which you can bring in with your question as well. But I hope I was able to share some of the thoughts on that. If the other person does that deliberately and you realize, then what? Yeah, this is the same thing what Dr. Anisha also said, that the other person deliberately wants to cut off the relationship. So I hope I've touched upon that point when I was trying to answer Dr. Anisha's question. Shobha ma'am joins in. Thank you, Shobha ma'am, for joining in. Thanks for hashtag live. Gulshanji has a comment. When you give some much opportunity to other person to save relationship, I meant gives damage to yourself. Your explanation satisfied me. Okay, fine. If my explanation satisfied you, then I'll move on further. Else, I'm game to take it up one on one as well. Okay, so I have quite a few more pointers coming up. Let's see what are the other ones. Make up your mind to talk it out, right? I hope Dr. Anisha and Harshita, you can kind of try to relate to this. I'm not trying to impose this point on you, but try to see if this point and the upcoming point makes sense, which can be related to your questions. So make up your mind to talk it out. When you decide to talk it out from your end, problem might be from within you, perceptual positioning, or problem might be from the other person with perceptual positioning or without perceptual positioning, whatever it is, you've realized that there's a problem either ways. So make up your mind to talk it out. So all those shy people, make up your mind to talk it out. If you're not shy, good, make up your mind to talk it out. But you should be so mature, and you should be so strong in your mind to bury your ego 6 feet underground. If you go there with ego, I'm saying zero ego. Okay, you can't have zero ego all the time. But when you are in a conversation to sort things out, when you are in a conversation to discuss something with a person where there's been a rough patch in the relationship, do not take ego with you in that conversation, telephonic or face to face, whatever it is. It's not easy as I'm saying it, but do try it out. Do keep your ego aside. I'm not saying forget your ego for life, and I'm not saying nobody should have ego and you should have zero ego all the time. For that particular point in time, just give your ego some rest, lock it up in your wardrobe, and go and discuss it out. Okay, it's certainly not easy as I'm saying, but it is doable. I have done it, it has worked. Okay, and once you're done with the discussion, see, you can notice that there has been a significant change in your approach. Then when you come back home, open the lock and take your ego back, because you need to have a healthy ego, which I've said many times. Healthy ego is very much a requirement for everybody. Like there was example of drinking water, example of salt, that there has to be a good amount of salt in the food to taste good. There should be good amount of water intake, balanced amount of water intake also, right? Those examples we have discussed about ego many a times, so I'll not go or repeat much again. But do make an attempt to bury your ego and then go and talk to that person. You are, by doing that, you know what you're doing? You're making a full on attempt to solve the problem. One. Two, you are in a higher sense as far as the universal standards go, in terms of human psychology or in terms of ethics or professionalism, whatever you want to label it as, all such good things, you are in a higher standard if you bury your ego when you are having that conversation, because that can help resolve the solution as well. Most of the times I've seen that happening. Okay, so when you do that, when you bury your ego and make up your mind and go and have a discussion, this discussion, mind you, has to be on a voice call or it has to be face to face. This discussion can't be happening on text because emotions are missing on text, SMS, or email. I've said that earlier as well, and I'm sure most of you can understand. So, what's the fifth pointer? Keep calm and listen, even if you're blamed for the rough patch. You might have reasons to believe that you are not the reason for that rough patch, it is the other person. You might have enough reasons to believe that, but you have kept your ego at home, or you're locked up your ego and you're discussing. So keep calm and listen, hear out. They might be having a lot of venom to spew on you, they might be having a lot of toxicity in that conversation. Just keep calm and listen. If you try to respond to each and every allegation and each and every blame they put on you, if you try to talk, then it's a fight, and that's not going to yield whatever results, good results you would want. So whatever they are saying, keep calm and listen. One is you are maintaining a high standard, which I've already said. Two, you can test your patience as well. Three, the other person will feel that even though I'm saying so many things to this person, still he or she is keeping mum and listening. Okay, do not try to respond to every point. And this is something which is again not easy, it is difficult but doable. And when you do that, it's not that you go there, you talk to the person, you keep mum and you listen and you come back. It's not like that. Let the other person finish whatever they want to say with regard to that rough patch you're having. Let them finish, and then later you can start sharing your thoughts. You can start airing whatever you wanted to tell to them. And if at all they interrupt, if at all they stop, then quote your own example, say that I was quiet and listening when you were saying, now please hear me out. This is something which I've said again in my previous live sessions as well. So, but first, you be that person to keep quiet, keep calm, and listen, even whatever the other person is saying. Okay. But even if the situation is such that they are blaming you for everything, still keep calm and listen and let them finish. And then you start talking whatever you wanted to tell to the other person. Okay, the next pointer. There are a few more comments, but I have a few more pointers. Let me finish and then come to the questions, because they might be answering some of the questions you're asking right now. Sixth point is, if required, think of having more than one discussion. So don't go with a perceived notion, or don't go with this thought that I'm going to finish off everything in this discussion. Many times you might be thinking that 1 hour might be enough, but wherein you might end up for 3 hours, but that discussion is not over. Reached um, you have not reached any conclusion, right? It might happen in that first conversation. To don't be stubborn in your mind that I want to get through this, and I want to end everything in this particular time frame. Do be open in your mind, and also share that openness to the other person and say that, listen, if things are, we have spent more than an hour, we have spent close to 3 hours, I don't think we are reaching somewhere, but now we know something which we did not know earlier. Okay, let's discuss it some other time. If at all the situation permits you to have one more discussion, do have that, because there are two advantages here. One is that you have already done some discussions to a certain extent. Two, when you meet up next time, there is time element which is in between, so that could have healed something, that can heal a bit of the pain which was there, right? That can reduce the pain, and next time when you meet up after some time, it can be after one day, a week, or not more than a week, because you need to sort this out. It can't be living with that pain in the mind. So whenever you meet next, you know some of the things which you did not know earlier, and there is a time which has lapsed in between, that can also be an aid in resolving some of the issues. On Okay, Instagram has paused again. Let me see if it comes back. Yeah, Instagram is back. Dr. Anisha says that is so difficult, needs immense practice. Yeah, many things what I'm discussing here are difficult, but some of them, and almost all of them, not almost all of them, whatever I'm sharing here is something which I've tried. And yes, you're right, Dr. Anisha, it needs immense practice. But which particular point you're saying, if you could just put back in, it would be easy for me to relate, because I've already covered some 6 pointers. Which one is so difficult and needs immense practice? As far as requiring immense practice is concerned, perceptual positioning, burying your ego, keeping calm and listening even if you are blamed, needs immense practice. You need to have that high level of maturity and determination in your mind that I'm going to solve this problem. I can't live with a bad relationship in my mind, in my life, right? So it is certainly difficult, needs immense practice, needs a lot of patience. And you need to fight your own ego. Your ego will be saying, how could you keep quiet when that person blamed you for what you have not done? If you have not done, and if you have reasons to believe you have not done, please do put it across to that person. But that's one thing. But yes, needs immense practice. Practice, I've said before, what does practice bring? Practice brings or gives you power. Okay, you can be a powerful person to lead a happy and contented life. So I'm not saying which is impossible, but difficult, but certainly doable. Dr. Anisha says listening patiently when someone is putting listening patiently when someone is putting fireballs on you. Yes, it needs practice. Now, thanks for that clarity. It needs practice, but I'm not saying take all those fireballs on you and get burned up. I'm not saying that. But a way of having a healthy and a proper, sensible, mature discussion is, you can't have expect the other person to be as mature you are. You can't have the other person to follow high standards as much as you are following. So let the other person spit out all the venom, spit out all the fire. Be calm. Let them, when they are run out of fuel, then you can start. You can start talking in a very mature and a sensible manner, not that you start spitting fire or you start spitting venom. Certainly, you will be talking in a very disciplined manner. So thanks for bringing in that up, Dr. Anisha. That helped me go a little deep. Okay, speak your mind respectfully and do not lie. Right? When you start speaking, when the other person is done, and I said you need to speak, right? You can't just take all the blame and come back home crying, or come back home with a disappointment in mind. When you start speaking, speak respectfully. Okay, even if the other person has used bad words, don't use bad words. And I've given you the Buddha story in my earlier live sessions. When it comes to bad words, I'll not repeat that. But do speak respectfully when you start speaking. And if the other person is not letting you speak, go to your example. As I said, listen, I was I was quiet and let you tell me whatever you have told me so far, but now it's my time or my chance to start speaking. So please hear me out and please be patient. And do not lie just because you are scared with what they have said, or just because you are worried with what the other person might say. Be frank, do not lie, even if you have to say in a very light manner, in a humorous way or in a funny way. Please do explain if at all it is possible, or else in a serious discussion only. Please do convey whatever is the truth from your side, whatever you have strong reasons to believe are right from your side. Please convey it to them. You're not trying to convince that you are right, they are wrong, or you're not trying to convince that it's not that no mistakes have happened. Mistakes might have happened, but the attempt here is to resolve the issue and manage that tough relationship, right? Here, it is not that one person is putting the other person down. Hence, you should be frank and not lie and be bold enough to discuss out things when it's your time to start speaking. Speak respectfully. Do not raise, I've told you this in the other discussion as well, maintain your volume and tone and do keep it respectful. I'll come to the comments in Facebook in just a few minutes. Let me just touch upon two more points here. Have a spiritual highness in yourself, right? I've said this yesterday, and Gulshanji also happened to comment on that. Have a spiritual highness in yourself. Okay, be sure that you have that high level of connectedness within you, what you truly are. Be that good person, have that, establish that connection within your own self spiritually. And when I say spiritually, it is not religious or it is not got anything to do with the god men. Okay, everybody, you believe you have your own spirit, right? You're in high spirits, and that's a good sportive spirit and all of that. I'm talking about that in your mind. Have that spiritual highness, be on top. Then establishing a connection of love with the other person becomes bit easy. It's not that you start loving that person so much that you put everything aside and go and hug that person. It's not like that. Okay, maintain a high standard universally within you, and also have a spiritual highness in yourself to forget and forgive from your end at least. Why I put from your end at least is, as I was trying to answer Dr. Anisha's question, that you have maintained high standard, you have maintained that highness in spirituality, and made an attempt to forget and forgive. If the other person is not doing it, is not reciprocating in a fair manner, then as Gulchanji said, there might be a point wherein you might have to draw a line, because that toxicity can put you down in life. But you, before all of that, that's the end, and there's no fun in just drawing line and saying this is over. And yet it's pretty easy. What is difficult is what we are discussing. So please do have that high spiritual highness of spirituality within you, to establish that connection with love to the other person. It's there in every human being, right? Being human is that it's there in everybody. Do bring it out from your end, and don't expect the other. I'm establishing a highness in my spirits and the other person is not doing it. Don't expect the other person to do that. Do it from your end and be happy and satisfied that you made such a high, difficult and noble attempt from your end to sort things out. Okay, and the last pointer, what I have before I take up comments, is do not give up and attempt to improve the relationship. Give it some time. And it's, as I said, it's easy to call it quits. It's very, very easy to call it quits. Unless and until you discuss it out, unless and until you hear the other person out, unless and until the other person hears you out, and there is a logical discussion happening, and the other person is willing to forget and forgive, or you're willing to forget and forgive, see to it that the relationship is not broken, even if you have to maintain an arm's length. Okay, a arm's length distance, still fine. Do not attempt to end the relationship, attempt to improve the relationship. Keeping an arm's distance is also easy and can bring in some contentment in many cases. That's also fine, that's also advisable. But what is high standards universally and what is that spiritual highness is to not give up, not to call it quits, and attempt to improve the relationship. But having said all of this, if the other person is trying to stab you in the back, if the other person is causing you mental harm, if the other person is causing you physical harm, then that person is a real toxic person. Keep them at bay, end the relationship. Those people want to pull you down, those people want to call an end to your career, they want to call an end to your peace of mind, they want to mess up your happiness. Those are the people with whom you're not supposed to be putting all of these efforts. Okay, that's a different case altogether. But there are some people who mean a lot to you, but due to unforeseen circumstances, due to unfortunate situations, there is a rough patch which has come in, and these people are not ones who stab you in the back. These people are not the ones who want to end your career or end your happiness or kill your success, but toughness came in due to some unforeseen circumstances. As I said, do put in all of these efforts, whatever I have said so far, they will certainly work. And these people who mean something to you would come back in your life and take your relationship to a next level. It has happened such that, in my experience, that we have later in future we have recalled those times wherein we were so childish, we were so stupid, and we were so stubborn and laughed at it. That also has happened with me. But having said that, there are some people whom I have branded toxic and I have ended my relationship. That also I've done. Whatever I'm saying here is something which I've done it myself, right? And all of these attempts, do not waste your time and energy on such people who want to kill your success and happiness. I'm telling you time and again, brand them as toxic and take them away from your life. No point spending time on that. And whatever I'm saying is real, grounded, and practical. But people who mean even a small iota, if there is a meaning in that relationship, then do put all of these attempts. And trust me, at a later point in time, you would be happy that you made that attempt and you took your relationship to a new level. Because having gone through some tough situations in a relationship, there are cases wherein they have improved the relationship, they brought in a new meaning to the relationship. That also has happened. Okay, so many pointers and comments. Let me take them one by one and do justice. Today, I think I'm going to cross. I've already 55 minutes was my record. I think I've already crossed that, and I'm going to cross an hour today. Hi, Vikas. Vikas joins us on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining in. Ego should be buried by both in a relationship. That is expectation, Shobha ma'am. You expecting the other person to bury the ego. First, you bury and prove it. Be an example that you're buried in ego. That make them aware, and that can earn you some respect. So, um, both ego should be buried both in relationship. First, you do it, and let the other person automatically do it. Don't enforce them to bury their ego. Be so good, be so high in your spirituality that that person automatically sees that goodness in you and would bury the ego automatically. But agreed that both have to bury the ego, but don't expect anything or don't try to push them to bury the ego. Mukta says agreed. Thanks, Mukta. Thank you for agreement. Shubha ma'am, sometimes ignoring is best as the other person feels happy trying to disturb you. Yep, if at all they are coming in this toxic bracket, then yeah, that would be the best. I think this is gonna bury me. Let me see what people on Instagram can't see this, but here Ritu has put in a lot of pointers here. So Ritu, what I'll do is, since it's becoming really big, let me try and read it out from the section what I have here. Okay, live video ended on Instagram. Okay, one moment. Give me people on YouTube and Facebook. I think I've crossed an hour and live video has ended on Instagram. Let me go back live again. Just give me a second because there were people who were on Instagram and they would be happy if I go back live. Okay, that I hope I'm back. I'm back again on Instagram. Hope those people get to see that notification and they're back. Okay, let me see what is Ritu's comment here. Talking is okay. I've crossed an hour, guys. This is a record. Thank you so much for making my live session go beyond an hour. Okay, let me see what Ritu is. Talking is good, however. Hi, Akanksha. Thanks for coming back. I was reading Ritu's comment. Talking is good. However, we should be ready to accept truly what happened is not going to affect our relationship going forward. Very well said. Very well said. We should accept the fact that it's not going to affect our relationship, right? In reality, broken trust is never achieved back. However, yes, we should be able to give a benefit of doubt to the other person. Very noble thought, Ritu. Considering their main positive characteristics and not those few bad moments experienced, even nobler, more noble. I think that was bad English. Nobler. There's nothing called nobler. More noble, considering their positive characteristics and not those few bad moments experienced. It's actually our emotions and love which can turn relationship into good, bad or good ones. We should be ready to accept whatever the consequence is. Yes, and also have make up your mind to improve the relationship, not to end it. Shobha ma'am says, I agree with Ritu. Once the trust is lost, the relationship can never be smooth. But if they're not toxic people, give it some time. Okay, this might be, I'm sure Shobha ma'am and all of you who are rendering um, your comments here, I'm sure this is your experience which is speaking. With all respect to the experience, if the relationship which you call as lost is not with a toxic person, a person who stabbed you in the back, a person who wants you to go to hell, if it is not that person, then please do rekindle that relationship. It means a lot for you and that other person. If it's not, if the relationship is lost with the toxic people, very good. Let it be that way. But if the people with whom you are calling a relationship being lost are not toxic, please do make an attempt to rekindle it. Gulshanji says, beautiful pointer number 5. Adding calmness will also make you understand that you have to clarify when the other person is in receptive mode some other time. Thank you, Gulshanji. Thank you for sharing that. Today you will cross 1 hour. Great. Yes, Gulshanji, I've already crossed. I'm seeing your message a bit late. So all records broken. I've crossed an hour. What started 6 weeks back, ladies and gentlemen, to be a 20-minute live session every day today has crossed an hour. And thanks to one and all who comes online and spends this much time with me, thank you so much. My heartfelt thanks to you, without which, without all you people, wouldn't have been possible. With your wonderful support and the interaction and the inputs, wouldn't have been possible. And also would love to thank people who are watching my recorded replays. They have seen that they put in like or they have also put in comments. So thanks to you all as well. Let's see what one more comment. Just absorb only the strengths and positive points of the person. Avoid or keep apart the negatives. No one is perfect. It's difficult, but we start to follow work amazingly. Agreed. Agreed, Gulshanji. No two doubts about it. Let's see what Dr. Anisha has got to say. She's been asking a lot of questions. Um, I hope Harshita comes back on Instagram. Instagram just ended the session after I reached an hour. I didn't know that happens on Instagram. Dr. Anisha says you have dealt with a topic which each and everyone here can relate to. This was such an amazing session. Loved it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Anisha, thank you for those beautiful, wonderful words. Shreya Gadad was here. I didn't know that. Thank you so much for joining in, Shreya Gadad. She's my childhood friend, and I'm so glad that she's here. 3 days back was Shreya's birthday, so wishing you a belated happy birthday. Sorry, I missed wishing you on 13th of September. So glad that you are here, and it gave me an opportunity to give you belated wishes. So I'm glad you're liking the session, Shreya. Her birth name is actually Sujata. That's how I've known her. Um, okay, we have Hiratamat and Rati, which is Vinay. Vinay Hiramat, thank you so much for that. I think it's a wave. Anusha says more power to you. Thank you, Anusha. Thank you so much. Thank you for showering that power on me. Thank you so much. Shobha ma'am says I have given a lot of time, excuse the person many times, yet when time and over the person has tried to humiliate, I have avoided such toxic person. Typical example. Typical example. Thank you so much for sharing your real life real life situation, Shobha ma'am. I think, in my personal and honest opinion, you've done the right thing, and I'm sure you must be happy in your mind to say that you have attempted from your side, but the other person is not relenting, so you can't do anything about it, and that person is humiliating and is causing a lot of toxicity in the relationship. That's not a tough relationship, that's a bad relationship. It's a toxic relationship, actually. The topic is more to do with tough, which turns toxic, but we make an attempt not to make it toxic. But as Shobha ma'am said, she did make an attempt from her. Shreya says, Sorry I joined late, but really I wanted to hear this. Can I get the recorded replay? Please send me the link. Yeah, no worries, Shreya, for joining in late. Don't worry. Please like my Facebook page where you are right now. Please like that page, and this recording, as soon as the live session ends, you would get a recording up. Facebook does it automatically, so you can see it live there. You can also visit my YouTube channel, Empowerment for Excellence. This video would be there as well, the recorded video, and it's there on Instagram as well. So please feel free to watch this recorded replay in any of these three platforms. Shreya saying thank you because I wished her on her birthday. Yep, thank you so much. Awesome. So that's what, 68 minutes. Thanks, Akshanksha. Thank you for being there. I truly appreciate. You have a comment. One moment. Let me see what it is. Very important pointers today. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Akshanksha. Thanks for mentioning that. Um, so happy that you got some important pointers. I'm glad all of you liked the topic, could relate to the topic. You guys are all the reasons for me to pick up this topic. Even my wife said, please pick up this topic. I would want to hear what you've got to share. So I hope I've done justice to everybody's thoughts and expectations from this topic, and you have heard something different and unique from this session. I hope it is that, because all of you are mature individuals and you know how to manage tough relationships. Not that you have not experienced that before, not that you have handled them before, but I hope this session has given you some unique pointers, some new ones which you did not know could be tried out. And as I said, and as Dr. Anisha also mentioned, it's difficult, needs immense practice. Yes, difficult is doable. Nothing is impossible in this world. That's what I've learned from my father. Nothing is impossible in this world. So please bear that in mind and practice difficult things so that you get power from that practice. I have another comment from Mukta. It says marvelously explained. Thank you so much, Mukta. Thank you everybody for showering such appreciation and compliments on me. I'm so happy that you loved this session and you got a lot of value from it. I hope so. Anybody, if you want and somebody else to watch it, please do tell them to come to my Facebook page or Instagram page or my YouTube channel. Just type Naveen Gursidaya can Google Naveen Gursidaya and you'll get all these pages immediately. So if at all you're finding it difficult, do that. And also another call to action, I have put in my comment here about my course which I'm launching on 21st about empowered memory blueprint. So I've given the details of the course and I've also given the, let me just bring it up. Yeah, it's a 5 day simple course to get an awesome and an empowered memory for 500 rupees. The registration link I have put in the comment section. So later also you would be seeing the link in the comment section with what the course is about and what are the benefits. So if at all you want to improve and enhance your memory or test your memory and learn some unique, real good, easy techniques to have an awesome memory, please do join the course. Else, if you think that it can be helpful to somebody else, please do forward the link to others who might be benefited by undergoing this course. Thank you so much for that. And Shobha ma'am says a very nice topic. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'm so happy you liked it. Okay, so let's call it a day. And thank you once again, one and all, for making an awesome session and making me create a new record of 71 minutes. Wow, that has never happened. So thank you so much. This will remain in my memory in a special section that all of you people came on online with me here and on such an awesome topic and made it break a record. So take care, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe. Please be careful. See you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Looking forward to come up with a new interesting topic and have an awesome discussion here. Till then, see you. Bye bye. Thank you so much.